Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki of Balloon by nikicharmz, and I'm bringing you a new tutorial today of a bridal shower setup. I hope that you enjoy the video and able to create with me. Also follow all my social media platforms at balloondnc so you can see other contents that I post. Let's get into the video. So today I'm trying out a new gold frame stand that I purchased from Amazon. And I would say it's not much to my liking, but I'll still link it in the description box below. As you can see, it arrived a little scratched up, but I'm trying to make the best of it. Assembling the stand wasn't too hard, but I did realize that the frame was actually too tall for my space, so I actually had to use half of it. For this setup, I'm using green, gold, a cream color, and metallic green balloons purchased from different places. So the green I purchased was a little too light, so I wanted to darken it and make it more like an emerald color. So I'm double stuffing it for a custom color, which is black on the inside and green on the outside. As you see me using a chopstick to put the black balloon inside of the green balloon. Now I'm blowing up the balloons and letting out some air to create the perfect circle. And then we tie it together closely using the inside balloon, which is the black. And we continue this process until we have 8 balloons all together. You see me intertwining 2 balloons to pair them, which are dupes. And now I'm forming a quad, and I'm adding the other balloons inside to form an actual cluster. That's what you want to make, clusters. Also, since we're working with double stuffed balloons, just try to intertwine them as you're making clusters and wrap them maybe twice, like you see me intertwining it here. Continuing with the process, I'm just blowing up all the different colors of the balloons and creating clusters, which I am actually creating about 3 clusters of each color, which will include 8 balloons in each cluster. So that will be about 3 clusters of the dark green balloons, 3 clusters of the gold balloons, 3 clusters of the cream balloons, and 2 or 3 clusters of the metallic green balloons. I'm just using it to make it pop. But you could blow up any color of your liking to form clusters. It doesn't have to be the set colors I say. Once again, you blow up the balloons, you put 2 dupes together to form a quad, and then you put the 2 quads together to form a cluster, which you see me doing. Now to blow up the double stuffed balloons, which I prepared off camera, which is blush on the inside and white on the outside. Always remember to tie the inside balloons for double stuffed balloons to make it easier on your fingers. Now that I have all my clusters together, I'm ready to create some mini garlands. Now time for some fun. I hope you guys have some finger strength ready. So with each cluster, you want to go in and grab one of the longest necks in the cluster and tie them together. With practice, it will become easier. You could use fishing line or 260 balloons to connect them, but I find it easier just to tie the necks of the balloons, and it saves money as well. And with the double stuffed balloons, you have to gain super strength to tie these together. It can be a little hassle. It helps to pull the necks of the balloons as much as possible, then tie. If you try to pull it while you're tying the balloons necks together, it will be more of a hassle. So I'm just creating mini garlands of the gold, green, and cream, as you can see. Once the garlands are ready, we're ready to connect them to the frame. And I'm just using a 260 balloon to connect the balloon to the pole. Once the garland is connected and sturdy, we move on to shaping the balloons, which I believe is the longest process. Trying to figure out which way you want to turn it, or however you feel like it fits. Honestly, I could be here for hours, but not for the sake of this video. So try to shape the balloons and don't be afraid to move the balloons around. It's not going to pop. And I'm just repeating the process on the other side, wrapping the 260 around the frame and connecting the garland to the frame using the lasso method, which is wrapping the 260 balloon around the balloons and creating the shape of an 8. Here I am adding in more clusters to my mini garland to create a more full look using the 260 balloons. As you see me lassoing in the 260 balloon in the shape of an 8 to secure the balloons. And I'm just tying it into the other clusters. Now we do some more shaping. You can also add in another 260 balloons and connect it to the pole, just so that your balloons are secure onto the frame. And I'm repeating the process on the other side. As you see me playing around with the cluster to see which way I want to add it in. And I didn't like how it looked together, so I separated it to add more fullness to the gold and then add more fullness to the green. And then we shape. Last but not least, we add in the metallic green to make it pop. So I decided to add in another cluster because I want the bottom to look a little more full. You can do it all to your liking. If you want a little more full at the bottom, or if you want it the way how it is, it's your canvas. Like I said in my last video, this is where the artistry gets put to the test of trying to frame it the best way you can. And for this backdrop, I used a picture. You can use whatever you like. Moving on to florals, I'm using some dried natural pampas grass. I didn't have plenty of it, but I used what I can, and I'm adding a few florals on top of it. Using florals is optional, and if you're gonna use pampas grass, I would recommend you get the faux one, like how you see me adding those in, because the natural air dried ones actually shed a lot, which could be a hassle and it will stick to your balloons. I know it could be more full, but I'm using what I have at the moment. And to add in the floral arrangement, I'm just using a 260 balloon, tying it to the pole, and then I'm tying it around the actual styrofoam. And voila! Since it is a bridal shower setup, I wanted to add more florals, so I'm adding some greenery, which is my leaf garland that you just wrap intertwine around the balloons, just to give it a little more pizzazz. You can add more or less in, it's based on your liking. Next we move on to the filler balloons, which is the 5-inch balloons, and you will blow them up the same way how you would blow up the regular size balloons. And I like to use a manual pump when blowing up my filler balloons. I don't know why, I just feel like it's easier, but you could use the electric pump if you like. Once you have one pair of dupes, which is 2 balloons, you grab another pair of dupes to create a quad, which is 4 balloons, and you intertwine them together. Then you use a 260 balloon and you wrap it around the quads so you can easily tie it into your garland. And you see me doing the lasso method. Also, if you want a more organic look, you could actually intertwine both quads to make a cluster and add it into your garland, which I'm doing here. For the metallic green, I didn't have 5-inch balloons, so I'm actually making filler balloons out of a 11-inch balloon. All you want to do is add a little bit of air in so that the balloon is still squishy and can be moved around. As you see me playing around to make sure it's squishy. Then you want to tie off the balloon by itself. And then you squeeze it in the middle and twist it around and use the end of the neck and wrap it around the balloon to keep it together. And you just repeat the process of twisting and then wrapping the neck around. And then you want to connect the two by intertwining them together, and then you have your 5-inch filler balloons. And I'm just adding the 260 using the lasso method once again, and there you go. So I made a few filler balloons for each color, maybe 3 of each. And I'm just adding them in as I see fit and just playing around with it. If I don't like it in one spot, I just move it over and find the right spot for it. Here's how I add in the filler balloons. I stretch out the 260 balloon, then I find one of the balloons in the cluster that I want to wrap it around, and I wrap the 260 around maybe twice, and then I just move the filler balloons around to the spot I desire. Perfect. For the filler balloons, I'm using some that are quads and some that are clusters, just so it looks a little more organic. Last but not least is the signage, which says bride to be. So to hang my sign, I'm using fishing line, which is perfect because it's clear and you cannot see it. As you can see, I'm measuring out the fishing line to make sure I have enough string to hold the sign, and I'm just stringing it through the hole and tying it together, maybe 3 ties just to make sure it's secure. Once that's done, we can just loop it through and tie it to the pole and adjusting it as you see fit. Make sure you tie it multiple times just so that the sign is secure. And ta-da! And we've just created another beautiful backdrop. And if you created with me today, please don't forget to tag me on my social media platforms of Balloon DNC. This would definitely make the bride to be happy on her day. And I added a chair and a custom pillow just to spruce it up. Once again, thanks for creating with me today, guys. And if you made it all the way through the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And also comment and tell me what you want to see more of. I love you all. And we're paving 2022 fabulous. Yes. Thanks for the support. Until next time, stay blessed. Mwah.